Good evening, Uncle. It's lovely to be here with you all.
Good evening.
And brought this little memento token, not just from me, from every Sri Lankan, that loves cricket, from every Sri Lankan that loves Uncle Percy. So this is from us for the lovely work that you have done for the country.
Thank you.
I would hope you like it.
I love it.
Thank you. He's always having this lovely smile on his face. Right, no matter what happens, no matter whether Sri Lanka is winning or not, and there are so many stories circulating about Uncle Percy and so many lovely little jingles. And I've heard of one story of where I think you saw a dream and you told this dream to Muhammad Azharuddin, the then captain of India. This dream, what exactly did you see, Uncle?
Actually,
you can recall.
Muhammad also came to Sri Lanka after scoring 3 consecutive centuries against cricketers who were scared. They thought he will score double centuries against us. So I looked at him. When I always look at a cricketer before cheering. So I thought I can do something to get him out. So he looked very sensitive. Too gentlemanly, not like David Boone or any other cricketer.
Okay.
When he was going to bat, I said, Azhar, I dreamt you getting out with the third ball. World's best bat. Third ball he got out.
He got out in the third ball?
He got out the third ball.
Like this is one. And did you actually see the dream, Uncle? Of him getting out there?
No, I pretend.
1996 when we beat India in I think the semi-final. I think Uncle Percy, you were there in the stands, and I think Asanka Gurusingha and Aravinda De Silva and some of them had taken you into the
Arjuna
Ranatunga. They were the ones who had taken you into the bus and taken you to the same hotel as Sri Lanka.
When I went, all of them were very friendly with me. 1,20,000. Hello Percy and all that. When they were losing, they were like devils. They started throwing pineapple, grapes, a lot of things. And my t-shirt was something like a fruit salad. So ultimately, when Kambli was crying and coming back to the pavilion, one spectator came and pulled my flag. I didn't allow it to go, it got torn. Then Arjuna and Asanka Gurusingha, I was in problem. At a distance they saw and said, Uncle, come to our coach. If he went alone, I was with 2 of my friends, but they were not with me. If he went alone, I don't think we should have been living today. It was so bad. Then I was escorted by the police to our coach. Then we went to their hotel and from there went to our hotel. From their hotel to our hotel. And the best part is, we have a consultant Indian engineer. He said, after the match, most of the papers, the headline, 1 against 1 lakh.
I also heard that you have played for AMW and you have won, as a young boy, I think you won the daily, what was that?
No, Mercantile.
The Mercantile
G Division cricket tournament, G Division.
You were the captain?
Captain, and we beat Lake House at Rifle Green.
Right, and
Rifle Green is that present Air Force ground.
Right.
It was called Rifle Green. Army grounds was called HLN Square.
HLN Square.
Those days, but now the names have changed.
That's I think about 50-60 years ago. 50 years ago, I suppose. And can you recall that match? Is it still there in your mind?
Yes,
it's still there.
We went there, and actually, Lake House had a better side. They had brought Man of the Match award for their people, and we didn't take any trophies. We didn't want to lose, but we didn't want to show that we are winning. House people, they gave us their man awards, and all the awards are presented to us at the award ceremony.
So that was for AMW.
The
present ACL cables.
Now, youngest factory of the ACL cable. AMW had about 8 factories. There were about 2,500 employees when I started in '61. And it went on like that, and I became. And there is another good story.
Okay.
I was at Richmond Gore up to 4th standard, then Central Aloysius up to SSC. My father put me at Aquinas University College. Father Peter Pill was the rector, and he wanted me to get through my advanced level London exam, make me a lawyer. So I got through my British Constitution and economics.
And I heard, I think this is a story that he is going to say. I think he had an exam, the final exam, I think it was economics, I suppose.
Economic history.
History. And on the same day, there was a
Tamil Nadu versus Ceylon or Sri Lanka match, 1959. At the Oval, just hopped up and a jump from Aquinas, walking distance. And one of our hardest hitters of the ball was C.I. Gunasekara.
Yes.
I think
C.I. Gunasekara. He was on 70 not out, I think.
Yeah, before lunch. And we were writing the paper after lunch. Now, those days we didn't have cameras, just pocket radios. Parallel to me, there was one Jayatilaka friend of mine said, Machan, C.I. is hammering like this. C.I. I have never seen a hard hitting ball. I sure he's not second to Sanath and them.
He's not second to Sanath.
No, when CI goes to bat, they don't keep the cars in the car park. They take it out. All the balls are everywhere. Or smash. That type of strength and that type of hitting with my over 50 years of watching matches and cheering. The hardest hitter of the ball I have ever seen.
He's the hardest hitter of the ball that Uncle Percy has ever seen. That is Mr. C.I. Gunasekara for you, ladies and gentlemen. His names, I think, are not familiar with most of you all. C.I. Gunasekara. Maybe with the sports fans, I think the names must be a little familiar, but with most, it's not, I suppose. Anyway.
And the best part is, then the Australian team on their way for Ashes to England played a match here at the Sarah Stadium. And there was a bowler called Lindsay Klein.
Okay.
CI, he was something like Shane Warne to Australia those days. Very good bowler. Ash's team. CI hammered 3 consecutive centuries, 4 sixers, and 3 fours, all one bump. Just missed the sixer. And Klein was never heard of after that. That was the decline of Klein.
Right.
Something like Prabhakar.
All of us know Uncle Percy as a cheerleader, a true patriot of Sri Lanka, a true brand ambassador of the country. Now, he told us that he was a cricketer, that he played for AMW, that they won the Mercantile G Division trophy about 50 years ago. And he was also the captain of his team. I'd also like to ask him about his cricketing career. Why couldn't you play for the country? That is one question which I have in mind. The other question I have in mind is, were you a batsman, a bowler? How were your tactics back then? Can you recall something from your past as a cricketer? As a cricketer.
Actually, when I was 10 years old, my hobby was collecting cricket pictures from the time of Bradman. So little by little I started playing cricket. In fact, when I was 12 years old, because I was mad over cricket, 2 of my brothers took me to the Oval to show the match between
then also it was called the Oval, the P. Sarvanamuthu Oval.
Yes, that was the one and only ground we had. Then my brother took me to Colombo from Gore by train, and from Maradana we walked up to the Oval. Now you couldn't get tuk-tuk and all this transport at that time. So 25 cents was the ticket. We watched the match. Bradman and Satasum opened the good old days, top cricketers of past cricketers. They said at that time the best batsman in the world was Mahadevan Satasum.
Yes. He also has a lot of history with Uncle Percy. But Uncle Percy, were you during your days as a cricketer, were you a batsman, a bowler? What did you bowl?
I was an all-rounder.
You were an all-rounder.
I was a left-hand bat.
Left-handed batsman.
And right-arm off-spin bowler.
Right-arm off-spinner.
Like Arjuna. But Arjuna is a left-hand bat and a medium pace. I was spinner.
You were a spinner. Right, and if you could recall the highest amount of runs you scored in a particular cricket match?
One mercantile match.
Yes.
I got 149.
149 runs is the highest amount of runs that Uncle Percy has scored as a batsman. And the highest amount of wickets that you have taken, uncle?
7 for 35
7 wickets for 35 runs and...
in a Southern Province tournament.
Okay.
We had about 6 teams. All Sokians were represented by Lionel Mendes.
Lionel Mendes, the famous
Nelson,
Lionel Mendes, the
famous,
coach of Mahela Jawardena.
famous coach of Arjuna, Mahanama.
Mahela Jawardena.
Those two brothers came Nelson, who played,
Nelson and Lionel Mendes.
came Nelson, all Ambalanguda. So I captained Balapiti Crusaders. The Lionel captain also came. Then Gold CC, Unicorn, veterans, like about 6 teams. Under my captaincy, we won all the matches. And Sokian's match, I took 7 for 35.
7 for 35. So Lionel Mendes was playing against you at that time?
Yes, yes. I took the wickets of Lionel Mendes and
That's
with
a
my
lovely
leg
fact.
spin. And
That time, and I'm sure a lot of people know Lionel Mendes, and Uncle Percy has taken the wicket of Lionel Mendes. That's a long time ago.
and Nelson Mendes.
And Nelson Mendes, both highest amount of wickets, 7 wickets for 35 runs, highest amount of runs as a batsman, 149 runs, and that's another beautiful story. I think I should not be the one talking to you about Mahadevan Satasivan. When this great man is here, he should recall the story about Mahadevan Satasivan. And where should I start this? Boralla police station. I don't know whether you'd like to share the story or not.
Yes.
Inside bars, if I may put it in that way, and about 1,500 spectators outside the police station. I think it was a Morotua Stadium back then.
Sarah Stadium.
I beg your pardon, it was a P. Sara Stadium.
In the first 2 tests,
Okay.
3 days. Third test, we were about to lose. 100 runs to score, 3 wickets in hand. 2 last recognized batsmen batting. That is Asith Javira and Flavian Aponso. Morotua. Now we are going to lose the match. I want to stop it. Now there should be reason to stop it. You can't just go there. Then I was shouting. Australian ambassador was there. These white bees should keep in mind that black bees are 1,000 times better than the white bees. For example, Nat King Cole, Sonny Liston, Nat King Cole singing, Sonny Liston boxing, Jesse Owens, athletics. I said, what have white bees done? If black bees are given the chance to go to the moon, they should have gone to the moon better than the white bees. And Australian ambassador also listening. Now Asita was 46. I want to stop the match to avoid them winning the match. Not a good thing to do, but I don't do it now. Young crowds don't take this as an example. Asith Javira was 46, and I said, if Asita gets 50, I'm going to congratulate. They didn't know me as Percy. They didn't know me as Percy. No flag also. Flag was in the bag. Then police said, don't go. If you go and invade the field, you will be arrested. I said, I'm not a terrorist. I'm going to congratulate our captain if he gets his 50. All right, you go and see. He got his 50, I ran. Asked Asita for the bat, he also gave the bat. And the crowd was not like now. People on trees and roofs. And up to the bound line, the crowd is there. Not like now. No pavilions here and there were, but not like now. No barricades, nothing. But spectators were quite disciplined. Then I went, I asked Asita for the bat. Asita also gave me the bat. Now he knows the whole story. So I asked the umpire for the leg stump. I want to sort of delay. Umpire asked me to get out, man, but the mad fellow and all that. Then the wicket keeper, Wayne Phillips, came and said, you get out, you white bee. I said, he told the wrong man. I said, you get out, you get out, black bee. I said, you get out, you white bee. This is our motherland. Would the bloody hell I to talk to me like that? And I almost trying to hit him. If I hit, of course, match over. After some time, the match was, police also allowed it to happen. They also didn't come and take me. They allowed me to go on like this. Then police is going to take you. Now they don't know me as Percy. Then that inspector who asked me not to go, he held my hand and the whole crowd started hooting the police away. The more he hooted, the more he squeezed my hand. Right? Then he went, he took me by hand. Then Sathasivam and Chula D'Souza was the managing director of MW at that time. They were having a scotch in hand. Right? They were having a scotch in hand.
Who were the managers?
Sathasivam and Chula D'Souza. Satha asked Inspector, where are you taking me? I am taking him to be arrested. What wrong has he done? I don't know. The chairman of the board asked me to. Chairman of the board was FC Dheerasekara. He is also white fellow. Satha hated him. He was the captain when Satha was playing. When Satha goes a little itsy-bitsy, goes to bat, he didn't like that. But whatever said and done, Satha scores century better than the other people who are so sober. And that is also a bad thing, but these things happen. Then said, you can take him, don't do anything to him. Then they took me and put me into a police jeep, held me by the...
So what was the crowd? How were the reactions of the crowd at that time? The ones who were in the stadium?
When I was taken out, crowd didn't see much.
They didn't see anything?
They didn't see any, right behind the pavilions.
Right.
They made me by the neck, kicked me to the jeep, and I like a lorry. I just went like this. That inspector didn't come. The police fellows took me, kicked me to the cage, cell.
So that was the present Buralla police station? Sathasivam came?
No, then it went on like this. By the time Sathasivam had told some of the big shots, he was respected by all the police people to tell the police not to do anything to me. But by the time the message went, damage was done. I got a lot of hammering and a lot of things. I had to undergo all these things. So I was kept till about 11 in the night, and I was released on bail. And it was 100 rupees, 72. It was Sathasivam who sent the money to release me.
Sathasivam sent 100 rupees in year 1972 to bail out Uncle Percy.
So, there are about more than 1,000
spectators
outside the
police station. Right.
Then when I went, they were clapping. Right? They were clapping, and they took my clap pen. I asked, ඔයාට පින් සිද්ධ වෙන මැච් එක ඩ්‍රෝ වුණා. මම කිව්වා මට පින් සිද්ධ වෙන්න ඕනේ නෑ. පරදේශක්කාරයන් අපේ රටට ඇවිල්ලා අපිට අපි හොඳට කරනකොට අපේ අයට කළු අඟුරු මිට්ටු කියලා අපහාසාත්මක වචන පාවිච්චි කරනවා නම් ඒවට ප්‍රතිඋත්තර දෙන්න. අපි වගේ පිස්සෙක්වත් මේ රටේ නැත්තම් මේක ඉඳලා වැඩක් නැහැ කියලා. Then some friends of mine, then all the fellows are clapping, took me to Havelock and enjoyed the draw till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Puri, he has a lovely set of words that he comes up with. I don't think there's anyone, I mean like there are so many supporters in the world, but no one has this ability to come up with these words like he does. And especially with these lovely rhyming words, little limericks if I can call them. And there was this one particular limerick that hit my mind. I don't know if you can remember. I don't think you have forgotten this, but this little thing that you made up for Andy Flower of Zimbabwe back in year 2002, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Yes. Could you just tell that to us? Yeah.
It was at this, Andy, when I go into Candy, Andy, when you go to Candy, I want to give you a brandy. When you have your brandy, Andy, can I know what is your shandy? Oh, Percy, with shandy or without shandy, but not during playing hours, after playing hours. Andy, when you have your brandy, with shandy or without shandy, in candy, and if you try to hit Murali out of candy, I'll make you Nondi. But anyway, I love you because you are handy.
That's the voice of lovely Uncle Percy, Uncle Percy Dheerasekara, the one and only Uncle Percy, the voice of Sri Lanka Cricket.